Hi friends, how are you? Let's have a look at how to make masala chicken bun. Here I am making a spicy chicken bun, but you don't have to make that. You can reduce the spiciness by reducing some of the spices which I am adding. You can also make the chicken bun with no spice at all if you want to give it to kids. If you would like to make the taste slightly different to the masala which I am preparing today, add soya sauce instead of the chili sauce. So let's begin now to see how to make this beautiful, amazing chicken bun. So now let's have a look at what are some of the ingredients to make the dough. I'm going to divide it into dry and wet ingredients. In the dry ingredients, let's take plain flour 3 cups, sugar 1 tablespoon, yeast 2 teaspoons, and salt as required. In the wet ingredients, we take 1 egg, warm milk about 3/4 of the cup, 100 grams of butter, or you can even use oil, so about 1/4 of the cup. So these are the ingredients. I'm using the standing mixer for making dough. You can also knead the dough using your hands or using a food processor, whichever one is easy for you. I'm going to add the dry ingredients first, followed by the wet ingredients. So I take the plain flour, sugar, yeast, and salt and mix it first. And then in my standing mixer, I'm just going to put it on the actual standing mixer and add egg first and mix it using the mixer, followed by the warm milk, the 3/4 cup of warm milk. So I'll be adding little by little of warm milk, just making sure that it's gradually mixing, not in one go. So gradually I'll be mixing it. Once it's formed as a dough, almost like a dough, I'm just going to put the butter which I'm having with me, 100 grams of butter. So if you have melted the butter, you can add the melted butter, which is much easier. So just make sure that it's not very hot, just probably warm but melted one. Otherwise, you can add probably 1/4 cup of oil instead of the butter if you don't want to use the butter. So that's all the ingredients, and I'm going to mix it properly and making sure that it is forming a dough. Once you make a very soft dough which is not sticking to the side, maybe you can put a little bit of oil around it, and even if you don't put oil, it's okay. Leave it aside for almost 60 minutes. So maybe if there's a darker area in your house, put it there. So just leave it aside for about an hour. Now we can make the masala for the chicken bun. For this, we need 3 small cloves of garlic. So I'm going to thinly slice it. And ginger, also thinly cut. I'm taking about 1 tablespoon. 3 green chilies, but how spicy you like. So you can take either 3 or 2. I'm taking 1 onion. I took the white one. So you can also use the red onion if you like. Turmeric, 1 teaspoon. Pepper powder, 1 teaspoon. I'm taking some plain flour, 1 tablespoon. And finally, I have the chicken, which is washed and without bones. So that's about 1 kilogram I'm taking today. First of all, I'm going to cook my chicken by adding 1 teaspoon of turmeric and 1 tablespoon of pepper powder. So I'm going to add just about a half cup of water. You probably don't need a lot of water because chicken is going to release a little bit of water. So I'm going to keep that in my stove and cook it. And once it's ready, I'm going to keep it aside to cool it. Once the chicken is cooled down, use a mixie to shred it, and then you can keep it aside. I'm going to put a pan on the stove now. Once the pan is hot, add the oil, whichever oil you're using. I'm going to use olive oil today. So first of all, I'm going to add the garlic. Once the garlic's done, I'll be adding ginger, followed by the green chili. So once all these 3 ingredients are nicely done in your pan, I'm going to add the white onion, which is ready. I'm going to add some salt, pepper powder, and another optional item, which is the garam masala. So it's totally up to you whether you want to add any kind of masalas or not, but just a pinch of it. So I'm just going to nicely make sure it's mixed in the pan. Also make sure the onion has to be left as crunchy. It doesn't have to become too soft, because if you lose the crunchiness, you won't be able to bite that crunchy thing when you make the bun. Now let's add the plain flour followed by milk, which is about half a cup. Just make sure that when you're mixing it, don't make it too thick in high heat. Just leave it as a little bit liquidy. At this stage, you can either add some chili sauce, or if you don't want too much of chili, you can add the soy sauce to it. So if you want less masala, people who want less masala, add soy sauce at this stage. Now we can add the shredded chicken to this and start mixing it properly. Once it mixed nicely, garnish it with some coriander leaves. And now our chicken masala for the bun is ready. Okay, let's have a look at what is happening with our dough. Remove the cover. It's almost double the size as we have added yeast. We have to knead it back and forth with our hands to remove air in it. Then make it into a shape to cut into either 9 or 10 equal pieces. Now take each individual one and make it into a ball shape. So we have about 10 balls made here. Take each ball and flatten it. You can use some flour in between to make it less sticky. Once it's flattened, put 1 tablespoon of chicken masala and start making it back as a ball, following the step in the video. Just watch very carefully. Make sure all the corners are joined together. Once they are joined, nicely make it into the shape of a bun. Sometimes we put too much in each ball. So make sure we are only putting just enough so it's not hard to join. Otherwise, overfilling can also cause it pop open in the oven. Watch closely the second one. In this one, I have added the soy sauce instead of chili sauce. Once the filling is added, start closing it by joining the ends of the circle. Make it into the shape of a bun. If anything pops out, you can try to push it in carefully and then try to close it. Yeah, close all the edges carefully. Now you have all the 10 of them ready with their fillings. Let's cover it with a cloth and keep it aside for 20 minutes. Before putting the prepared buns in the oven, we have to add some glazing on the outside of these buns using an egg. So mix and keep the egg ready along with some sesame seeds. After 20 minutes, remove the cover from top of these buns. You can see that the buns have fluffed up and increased its size. Now let's put it on an oven tray with baking paper on top of it. Then start glazing the top of each bun using the mixed egg. Then sprinkle some sesame seeds. Leave it in the oven for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius fan forced oven. After 20 minutes, switch off the oven and leave it inside the oven for 3 minutes. Then remove it from the oven and leave it outside to cool down. Now our final product, the chicken masala bun, is ready to eat. Enjoy this delicious bun. If you like my recipe, please try it and enjoy a beautiful evening with your family and friends. If you like this, please like, subscribe and share with your friends. Bye bye and see you with another great recipe. Bye.